4 stories, 1 countdown to summer. Today's show will take you to the original East Middle School, which was a junior high.
And more students are testing out of classes, and it's not just for a challenge. We'll tell you why it matters.
And Beyond the Backpack returns with a 7th grader who's passionate about dance.
And we're going totally Trojan with Brady and his team as they dive into the fun and frenzy of DMC brainstorming.
Only 12 school days remain, but we're not done yet.
Trojan TV starts now.
Hey Trojans, I'm Avi.
And I'm Harley. Welcome back to Trojan TV. And can you believe it? Only 12 school days left in the school year.
We're in the final stretch, but we've still got plenty of stories worth sharing before we say goodbye to the school year.
Starting with this, did you know that East wasn't always the home of the Trojans?
It's true. When the school first opened, our mascot was something completely different. Carter has the story in this week's special feature.
Traverse City used to only have 1 junior high and 1 senior high. Until 1993, when the population boomed, they had to build an overrun school. That's when Traverse City East Junior High was born.
We had never heard of Timberwolves before. It was a new thing to town. That new school, we walked in the summer to explore, like for the open house, and it smelled new, and everyone was excited to be here. And we got to kind of set a precedent of what it was like. There wasn't a history of the school, so everything we did was new, and it was just a neat place to be, and we really set our mark on the school.
It was really exciting opening a new school. My first memory when we came here, the building wasn't finished yet and we had to wear hard hats. And I remember going in the art building and seeing the kiln there and seeing that they were going to have a photography area. I remember coming down towards this end of the building, but I don't think all of the walls were in yet. We were sort of imagining what it was going to be like. So that was really exciting. It was really a neat time to open a new building.
When East Junior High opened, it wasn't just a new building. It was a glimpse into the future. Every classroom had its own computer and a TV monitor, which at the time was a major leap forward technologically. For students and staff, it felt like stepping into the cutting edge of education.
We had computer labs, and that was something new. We had TV monitors in our classrooms. That was something new, a new technology that we had. And during that time, we just worked a lot together. The teachers collaborated together to try to create really excellent programs for the students that we were serving.
All new technology. This was like the latest and greatest school that was built in Michigan. We had all this new technology and all these new options here. So it was pretty cool to come over and experience, everything new and fresh.
Although East Middle School gets more modern every day, there are still many aspects that haven't changed.
It's the same, type of cafeteria, the same look, the gyms, even the hallways. You can still see some of the paint even under the new black and gold paint that's out there. You see some of the Timberwolves stuff. So
I have pictures where I feel like the gym has barely changed. The cafeteria looks the same, and having staff members who are still here that were teachers when I was a kid, and they're still either teachers or administrators, that's one of the biggest things that feels the same about then and now.
Just like today, the Timberwolves had an athletic, journalism, and music program.
Well, I was a 3-sport athlete, so I played basketball, and we had gymnastics back in the day. It was actually attached to the high school, but I was a gymnast, and track and field, and I was in choir. And Mrs. Wolfschlarf, who's our director of music for the district, she was actually the teacher here.
back then, I was in journalism, so I did yearbook and newspaper here. We actually had a newspaper that we would publish. It was printed, I want to say it was monthly. I don't remember fully. The Timberwolf Times is what it was called. And I was actually the second yearbook editor-in-chief at the school, so I have some memories there putting that together. But I was really big in that.
As new schools were built on the west side, they were given the Titan identity, leaving East as the outlier. In 2001, Traverse City East Junior High took on the Trojan mascot. There was mixed reactions from the staff and students.
I loved our Timberwolf theme because personally I just love wolves, so I was happy to have that emblem on things. But I was also really super excited to become Team Trojan just because we had ninth graders in the building who then became Trojans. They were already doing Trojan sports as freshmen because we were a 7, 8, 9 junior high, and then we became a middle school. So it was really nice to make that connection with Central High School and our students that were going to be transferring there for high school.
Definitely bring the Trojans. Way cooler mascot. It was always confusing when people were like, what, you're the Timberwolves, but the high school's the Trojans. So it was really nice when it transferred over and we finally had the same school colors and mascot. So yeah, bleed black and gold. Go Trojans.
This has been Carter and Matt reporting for Trojan TV.
Such a cool trip down memory lane. Imagine if we were Timberwolf TV.
I'm glad we're Trojans now, but that history is definitely worth looking back on.
Now let's fast forward to something more current. Some students are choosing to test out of classes and not just to skip ahead.
It's about making space for things they love. Matt and Carson explained this in this week's Trojan in Depth.
Each year, TCAPS offers the opportunity to test out of a class. With Michigan's requirements allowing middle school students to test out along with high school students, many take advantage of this to create space for additional electives.
So in the state of Michigan, we are required to offer test out opportunities at the high school level, but we also often do it at the middle school level to be able to create some flexibility for students to make sure they're able to do what they want, but to ensure that they meet the standards of what the state requires. So we do have a standardized process for that. For any student at East Middle School or West Middle School that's looking to test out of a subject area. At the middle school level, they have the same test. We have the same process. And then as we get to the high school level, between our 3 high schools, we have the exact same process as well.
To successfully test out of a class, you need at least a 78% or a C+ to pass. If successful, this opens up more space in your schedule. But the tests aren't easy. They put together rigorous assessments to put your abilities to the test.
So how testing out works is if there's a test that you feel that you can pass, you would email the counselor, email the principal, we would get you signed up, and then you would show that you possess those skills to pass that test. I think a positive of having the ability to test out is it just gives students more choices, right? It gives you more options, and it helps you get into some of those specialty advisories, seminars, that you might want to take part in, like jazz band or choir or DMC. So passing like the PE test, right, means it gives you more options for electives and choices.
Students appreciate the opportunity to test out to open up their schedule and make room for more elective classes.
I'm testing out of gym for 7th grade because I really wanted to do DMC and choir next year, but I also wanted the opportunity to do chamber choir, so that's why I'm testing out, so I can do chamber choir next year. I really like that it gives us more opportunities and more like space in our schedule, and it makes it so I don't have to do multiple physical activities every day.
I'm testing out of PE class. I'm testing out of PE to get an extra elective space for next year. I like the ability to test out because it gives me more options of classes I want to do for next year or my future.
This has been Carson and Matt reporting for Trojan TV.
Thanks, guys. It's awesome to see students shaping their schedules to match their goals.
Speaking of goals, let's talk about passion. Our next story in the Beyond the Backpack series features a 7th grader with some serious dance skills.
Poise, practice, and point shoes. This 7th grader brings ballet to life.
Meet Ari Dieters, a 7th grader at East Middle School who spends her free time dancing and participating in competition.
I've had a passion for dancing since I was probably around 1.5 or 2 years old. I remember going upstairs in my studios, like upstairs rooms, and the big kids just really inspired me and created my passion for dancing because of how graceful and elegant and amazing they were at all types of dancing, and that's really when my passion started.
But what started as a hobby has turned into a passion, taking her to competitions and beyond.
My company, we did Nutcracker this year, and me and one other human, we got to play the role of Clara, and which is a really big deal because it's sort of like the main lead, but there's so many other important parts of being Clara. You get to act and tell the story to the audience and show off your technique and do so many things, so I was really grateful for that. And I also just recently, last weekend, received first place at a competition called Headliners, which was a very big success.
Ari's passion for dance goes far beyond the backpack. It's shaping her into the person she wants to be.
As a dancer, I think I faced a lot of challenges such as like anxiety, stress, especially made me believe in myself, and it's helped me as a person for school, for like social life, like everything. It just helped me really push myself.
Reporting for Trojan TV, this is Jaden and Patience.
What an incredible glimpse into the dedication and grace it takes to perform ballet, especially something as iconic as the Nutcracker.
It's so cool to see that kind of passion right here at East. We can't wait to see where her dancing takes her next.
And speaking of creativity, our next story takes us behind the scenes of a very different kind of performance, the kind that starts with wild ideas and sketches.
Brady and his team are backed with a Totally Trojan challenge that shows just how fun and chaotic the DMC brainstorming process can be.
What should we do for like our next story?
Isn't photography doing something cool right now? We could do a story about that.
We've already done like 2 of those.
Wait, guys, what if we made a story about like this guy getting chased by an evil balloon?
We did that last year.
Yeah.
Well, we could. The PSATs happened recently. Could we do something about those?
That's already been done too.
How about an evil lightsaber guy?
That was a little too weird.
I feel like this might be copying someone else. What if we had a pirate who just loves eating toast?
Mackie would never let us do that.
That's terrible. I mean, it can't be much worse than our last one.
That one's too stupid.
Yeah, I like the other idea more.
Me too.
Wait, I have a good idea. What if there were these 2 kids and they just love to make paper airplanes?
Wow, this is really fun.
I know, right, man? I just love paper airplanes.
That was a pretty boring idea.
Never cook again.
Well, that didn't go as well as I thought it would, but we can come up with another one.
Wait, guys. What if we made like a Dracula movie? Kind of like that, you know? Can I have some blood? I mean, sugar. Get out of here. I don't think we really have the props for that one, guys. We need to think of something now.
Wait. What if we combined all of those ideas into one mega film?
That's an absolutely terrible.
Ronan, look at this. It's pretty nice, right?
I don't know, guys. I don't think that's gonna fly with Mackie.
Creative chaos in the best way.
That's how the magic happens. And just like that, we're out of time.
But don't worry, we'll be back next week for more highlights as we count down to summer break.
Until then, let's finish strong and enjoy every moment of these last 12 days.
Have a great weekend, Trojans.
Bye. I can't believe we only have 12 days left.
I know, it's so close to the